Sounded good, man.
Thank you. There you have it. The Off Wiedersehen teaser for the new video. You'll see you might have noticed there's been a few adjustments to the street date and some other things that we're going to talk about tonight. But man, it's so great to see that the video's finally done, premiering next week. The single Off Wiedersehen featuring Al Jorgensen and Charlie Benante coming out next Friday on all digital outlets. So yeah, let's start out with that. So originally, the record was going to come out on 10/3. As most of you probably know, in the middle of all that, my heart decided to stop, which took us out of commission for a little bit. And we had actually ended up doing a deal with Ear Music, who is the label that Alice Cooper and Def Leppard are on, and a ton of other great bands who are going to put the record out in Europe, and Ward Music in Japan. So we pushed the street date back a little bit to give us a little more time to finish the record and deal with my health issues that thankfully are now kind of in the rear view, and to give Ward and Ear Music more time to set up the record. But hey, we got a record deal, David Ellefson. How you like that?
We do. I know. And this record literally killed you. And then
it did. And I'm actually the undead now. I'm back from the dead.
Back to haunt us.
Right?
I will haunt you.
Dude,
for this record.
Oh my God, this is so funny. So Johnny Z messaged me after my heart thing. And he said, so glad you're still with us. And I said, yeah. And this was in July, mid-July. And he's like, yeah, you're. I said, yeah, I'm like a cockroach. And he goes, yeah, you and Al Jorgensen. And then I just happened to look back and glance at that message and saw that. I said, oh my God, you're going to think this is really funny, Johnny. And then I sent him that. And I jokingly said, me and Al should start a band and call it the Cockroaches.
That's a good idea. Well, now that you've worked with him, and you have a creative partnership
and a great hat, thanks to Puck Hockey.
So it's that is an awesome hat. I got the mask, which was basically an X-ray of Al's teeth, and then you have the hat. The hat's red. I went on the site because I saw Ministry pushed out something that they were selling T-shirts because I think they had to cancel or postpone their Australia tour. Welcome to the club, but they were selling off a bunch of the merch, and I went on there, but it was like a ladies' T-shirt, unfortunately. It was a cool shirt, killer freaking Ministry shirt. And then there's another one that's kind of like the mind is a terrible thing to taste, one of those album cover things. Anyway, so.
Well, this is actually Puck Hockey. Puck Hockey just released a line with Ministry. So this is a Puck Hockey
killer. Al's a major hockey fan, big time hockey fan.
They have this killer jersey that's like the Blackhawks logo, but it's Al's head. They actually have another shirt that's like the cover of Mine is a Terrible Thing to Taste, but there's a puck in the skull's head, and it says the puck is a terrible thing to taste. I also got this, too. I might rotate tonight. This is my Motley Crue Puck Hockey hat. They actually just released a line with Motley, too, which, man, I've been wearing those shirts.
They did that with Motley? Wow, that's cool.
It's awesome. I've been wearing the shirts all week, man. So big ups to Puck Hockey.
Dude, you're like hooking up Puck Hockey big time. That's awesome.
Yeah. Man. I represent, man. They've been killing it, just getting the great collabs and doing the. I mean, good for them, and I love them, and I love their shit, and they keep me in cool stuff to wear. So thank you. So man, it's so great to do the song with Al. The video turned out great. Melody Myers killed it, and Thad, who came and filmed it. So the story of that, we went to LA. A month and a half.
Oh yeah, a month and a half ago. Yeah, because we cut the track. We cut the track. Yeah, it was about a month ago, right? And I remember we stayed at the Roosevelt Hotel, which is so funny. The last time I stayed there, Megadeth had played on Jimmy Kimmel because Kimmel is literally
right next door,
right in the outdoor stage. And as I was checking out to leave, Owen Wilson was walking in. And I'm a huge Owen Wilson fan. I almost wanted to ask him, dude, would you please play me whenever we do a Megadeth movie? Because you and me have the same nose, and you're like the perfect guy to play David Ellefson.
Except he's like your age, so they'd have to do like some computer thing to like make it young Owen Wilson.
Hey, thanks, Dwayne. Yeah, the KK's priest or the Ripper show with KK. I know, wasn't that awesome? That was funny. That guy asked me to do he puts out these photos all the time. He took some killer photos of us from that show, Tom, and he hit me up about doing an interview, which is cool because he's got a online magazine, I guess, and great photographer. Took some great photos of that. So
for the record, I played it too, but
Well, that's what I'm saying. He took photos.
Oh,
of...
not you. The guy said it was awesome, David. You playing? I'm like, I was there too. No, I want to. That photo.
What about me?
Awesome.
What about me? Don't forget me. Yeah. What do you mean I wasn't at the show?
Right, I was there. Damn it. Good to see you too, Thomas, Talene, everybody. Yeah. So hopefully everybody sent us their DMs and shared the live stream. So I'm going to invite a couple. We're going to find a couple of you, send you the invite link, and you'll probably just have to hang out until we're ready for you. But we'll drop some people in throughout the course of the evening to talk about No Cover, talk about the Rust in Peace book, talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about. You want to come on, tell us about bands you like.
I just did a thing, talk about the pedal is now available again, right? There was like a limited edition. Now it's back up and running again, right?
Yeah. Well, there's actually a glitch in the site.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was actually a glitch in the site that said it was sold out, but it actually wasn't. So they fixed it. They are for sale still. There's still a handful left. I think the deluxes might be sold out or real close. The deluxe comes with a really cool box and signed by David. But yeah, the KHDK Ellefson Fallout pedal. You tell us about the pedal. It's your pedal.
No, it's killer, man. Hey, Alice, what's happening? Our friend Alice Goldstein from Las Vegas. Yeah, the Fallout pedal. So KHDK manufactured these for us. It is our pedal. And it's funny because it's the Ellefson Fallout pedal. And they sent us a template. I took it down to actually the Platinum Underground where I do most of my recording with John Aquilino. And John Aquilino is the guitar player from the group Icon. So he is a tone guru. Yes. And he's the one who actually suggested I put this little switch right here, this little 3-way toggle, kind of like a, good, better, best little toggle on there. So he suggests we put that in, which is actually a great idea. And yeah, this thing is great. As most people know, I'm not a big fan of pedals. In the kind of music I like to play, I find them not very effective. They're okay for when you're recording, but when you record, you usually print. In other words, you record your bass clean, and then you maybe would add that on in the mix. So I'm not a big fan of printing the bass to tape with an effect on it, whether it's a flanger, a distortion, whatever. And one of the things that happens with distortion or gain pedals on bass is it always corrupts the fundamental tone of the bass. So all of a sudden you turn this pedal on to get this effect and you lose all the low end in the room, that feeling of the bass. So this pedal is really, I think, nails it. Like I did a little demo. It's actually, I think, up on YouTube now, or at least it's on Facebook here on our page, that I demoed it here in the room and you could really feel it. And I think even on the video I did, you can tell the fundamental bass tone is still there. Then it sort of adds this gain on top of it without, ruining the bass sound. So, because that is the purpose of the bass, is to be the bass, So
that's great. But that's great. I haven't gotten to play with it yet, man. I got to play with the original prototype one. I haven't gotten one of the. You hear that? You hear that? KHDK? Where's mine?
Yeah. What about me?
What about me?
What do you mean I didn't get a pedal?
Matt Duncan. What's up, buddy?
You don't use pedals for that same reason. Yep, exactly. And it's so it's funny. I remember doing a panel for Harkey. We were at the NAMM show. It was me, Billy Sheehan, Victor Wooten, Stu Ham, I believe. There's a handful of us there. And I remember somebody asked us about pedals, and Billy had the best answer. He goes, I see guitar players all the time, and they're doing a lot of this, meaning like they're moving around on the pedal board, like hitting buttons all the time.
That's called tap dancing.
Yeah. And he goes, the thing of it is, I don't ever hear the tone changing, and I was like, God, isn't that the truth, man? You hear a lot of that, or you see a lot of that. And again, a wah-wah, there's a couple of effects, obviously, that are, pretty dramatic, and you can tell. But I, for that same reason, I mean, even on Megadeth, we starting on the Rust in Peace tour, Dave and Marty switched over to this Bradshaw system, and he was really the cool guy in LA. He did Steve Lukather's racks. I mean, he did Dan Huff, who was a session guitar player in town at that time. So it was a really, high level step up. They were expensive, but there was all this rack mounted stuff, and then it was a pedal board. And that was on the stages for Rust and I think maybe Countdown. And then by the time we did Euthanasia, those pedal boards were off to the side of the stage and we had the techs doing the punches for us, so just to have a completely clean stage. So in my worlds, even when you and I go out and play, I'll have my little Shure wireless down there, maybe a flanger for like Feel Your Pain or, a couple little things that we do. But other than that, man, keep the tone clean and straight to the house. So
that's right. A nice
Danny Hill, I'm making a pedal just to mute my own damn. Danny Hill from Shiprocked. We love him. So
I might need that same pedal, actually. If you figure that out, let me know.
But send it to me, Danny, because then when I need to mute Tom, I'll just mute him, right? And then I'll like unmute him, right? And then send Tom one. He can do the same to me. Then I'll just unmute me.
I already have one.
You have it on StreamYard. You can already do that. All right, I need one. What about me? I need a pedal.
Why don't I have a mute button? Dave Maldonado, we love you too. Oh, you got the pedal? Philip Woodland got it today, 5 of 40. Did you get did you get the deluxe with the box, Philip, or did you get the regular one? If it's numbered, I guess you got the deluxe, right?
Yeah, that's cool. That means that's one I just signed a couple of weeks ago at my house. I shot a little video, put that up there. That was from that one. I just signed another round of them here tonight. I'll be shipping them back. So those will be shipping out. Yo, Mike Savoya. I know Mike's awesome. Mike took all these great pictures, all those pictures from like the Ellefson coffee stuff, me sitting on the road cases backstage. Is at the Scorpion show. And Mike's great because I'll go, dude, I literally have 2 minutes. Get up here right now before they open the doors and people start yelling at us. Get up here right now and take the picture. And he'll come right up with his fisheye lens and get these massive arena rock god looking photos. So, Mike, you are the dude.
Hey, Philip, you know what? Message David's Facebook. We're gonna send you the link. I want to pull you on the stream to talk about the pedal and show it off in the box. You want to do that?
Perfect.
That'd be awesome, right?
Tonight it's like being on the radio. We're taking calls now.
Tonight we'll be taking your calls on More Nights with Death.
Exactly. That's what we're doing. Only the calls are coming in on and you're monitoring the link, right? You're grabbing them, right?
I will. Yep, I will be in a second. I'm not yet, but I'm getting there.
Argentina. Hey, so we actually have a little fun thing that we might.
Yeah, should we give Argentina? Should we give Argentina some love? All right,
let's do it. So our friend Rocio sent us a video. Again, a little shout out.
From Argentina.
Yep, who are a great thrash band.
Celebrating their 10-year as a band, I guess. Well,
so we're gonna
find this thing
out. Yeah.
Give me a second to get the rock and roll set up.
Hey, Scott from Jackson. Saw us and Ronnie Keel downtown. Yep, over at where Ellefson Coffee is, over at Cat's Hog Heaven. Yep.
Was that at Cat's Hog Heaven or was that at the old?
Yeah. No, that was at Cat's.
Was it?
No, that was it. That was at Cat's. Yep. That was when we moved everything up the street over to Cat's. Yep.
That was fun, man.
You cats are cool.
Dad jokes.
Your dad jokes. Yep. Deline Megaduck needs a Facebook.
Okay, let's get this going. Hang on.
Let's check this out.
Let's see. Hopefully I did share audio. This is a 9-minute epic, like Holy Wars.
Nice.
This is again from Argentina. No yawning.
Trying to figure out what venue that is.
Can we go to South America, please?
Yeah, I know.
Like
it's
now?
awesome. It kind of looks like the place I played when I did the space story down there back in December.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
What about me?
What about me? Why wasn't I there?
Because you're not famous yet in South America. One day you will be.
No, I don't know, man.
You're getting there.
Getting there. I get a lot of messages from South America.
Yeah, they're the sweetest. They're lovely.
They are. Actually, you know, I just did an interview yesterday for a site in Argentina. They hit me up to do an interview, and I wish I could remember the name of the site, and I'm drawing a blank right now, but I did an interview, and I did a little, hey, this is Tom Hazard from Ellefson thing.
Yeah, I think that might be the same. I don't know. I don't know if that's the same place I did the bass story at. I think it is. Looks like it. I know Kronos. So that band Kronos, that Dirk manages them or managed them. Dirk had a management company. So I know a lot of people were talking about some really cool stuff. Nasty Savage.
Open that pit up.
Coven. Yeah, the thrash stuff is where it's at down in South America, man. They love that stuff down there. So
we
there you go.
We got some friends joining us. Let's
Who
see.
do we got?
We got Evan Bradley.
Hey,
Bradley, how are you?
What's happening?
I'm good. How are you guys?
And Mauricio.
Hey,
We're pretty
Mauricio.
excited.
What's going on? Where are you guys calling in from?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
From northern Mexico.
Oh, nice. Hola.
Greetings.
How
Hola.
are you? Hola.
Fine.
I want to get Mauricio a minute.
Look, I got a tattoo of Crippling Writings a month ago,
Wow.
actually.
A month
I
ago.
got it. Yeah, it was my
Nice.
second tattoo. My first one was Heaven and Hell that I got on the chest, and the second one has to be Megadeth because it's one of my favorite bands.
So heaven and hell. So it's funny. I had a debate earlier. Ozzy Sabbath versus Ronnie Dio Sabbath, and to me, there's only one Black Sabbath. It's with Ozzy, and then when Ronnie joined the band, it's almost like it's a separate band. And those are some of my favorite. I mean, I love those records. Those especially Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules. A couple of my favorite records under the Sabbath name, certainly of that era. But to me, does it not sound like a different band?
It totally does.
Right? It's a different band, right?
Look, my first concert was Quiet Riot and Black Sabbath on the Born Again tour, which, again, I like that record. Totally different band. And then even the Dehumanizer era with Dio was a totally different band, you know?
Right. Born Again, who is in the Born Again lineup?
Ian Gillan.
Is Ian Gillan, right? And who else? Was there any other lineup? Was that it with Eric Singer, or was Ian the only change?
I don't know. I think it was just
him. Just Ian, which is very weird. Ian singing with Sabbath, it's kind of like with Paul Rogers singing in Queen, right? Yeah. There's such can I get my mind around that? And it sounded actually quite good. But remember then there was the other lineup with Dan Spitz's brother, David Spitz, played bass in Sabbath, and was.
Well, and I can't lie, I was only there for Quiet Riot. I'm not even gonna lie, man. I was there for Quiet Riot.
Yeah. So what's going on? And where did you say you were from? Ohio or Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania.
Evan does a bunch of he's actually the one who transcribed Return to Metalopolis. He transcribed the whole Return to Metalopolis record, and we're going to put it out as a tablature book. So
you're that guy.
He's that guy.
Dude, what is wrong with you? To go that deep down in and transcribe. How do you do that? I've always wondered how people like you transcribe our songs onto. Do you just put it into like a Microsoft Word program and it spits out notes, or do you sit there and actually write them out? Like, what do you do?
Thankfully, it's not quite that archaic, but I use a software called Guitar Pro.
Okay.
Basically, I just enter the fret numbers on the lines of each string.
Okay.
I mean, it's super to anyone else, it would probably seem like the most tedious thing ever.
So do you actually play it? Like, do you play it, or do you have to like?
Yeah.
Really?
Let's see. Play your and so Evan has done like Cynic and some of the craziest records ever made.
So
make us a songbook right now. This is like live. This is like a reality TV show. Make us a songbook.
I was just going over the Metalopolis songs again earlier today.
Play us one since Chris Poland couldn't be here.
Yeah, I'll hold on a sec.
I know, because then we could fact check it against Chris to make sure you played. Because that's something
Chris didn't even know. Like there's parts where he asked me, like Chris is like, I have no idea how the fuck I played that. Chris had no clue. He was so knocked out by his transcription. Oh my god.
We pick these things up all the time. In fact, Dave's always going. He goes, "That part's not right." You know, like he'll look at things and well, we find Wolf Marshall. He did a lot of those back in I think like the late '80s and early '90s. He did a lot of those. But there were a lot of them that are close-ish, which kind of sucks, because. But then you go on, like I go to ultimateguitar.com all the time. Like when I got to learn something, I'll go to Ultimate Guitar and just check it. I'll just kind of go, does that look right? And most of the time, most of them are wrong. People play things in the wrong position. They're not playing it synonymous with maybe a guitar riff, especially with metal stuff. So, all right. So show us how you do this.
Here's a little riff for you.
Yeah. Okay, so you have to actually learn the part.
You have to learn everything.
Yeah, which requires an incredible ear, right? Because you have to learn this stuff, and of course, your skill. Obviously, you can play anything. It looks like, but then once you do that, then that's plugged into what the computer, and that spits it out in a tablature.
Well, no, everything's still transcribed by hand, like
what
on my keyboard. But
what? Wait a minute.
I always have a guitar on me for actually figuring the stuff out, how it's played.
So you now have to take that and play that on keyboard. Right? You have to play that on keyboard or what?
Essentially what I'm doing when I'm entering the fret numbers. So like that very first chord, 5th fret A, 8th fret D.
Right.
I enter those and I designate what note value it is. So whether it's a 16th note, 8th note, etc.
Good Lord. All right. So second question, because I know Presonus has a program, because I was looking into this actually, but it can only do single notes. So like you're doing these chords, right? You're doing like that minor third and stuff. Like you can't pick up 2 notes in a chord. So it could do a vocal or a bass line or a single string guitar solo or I guess drum hits. But as soon as you play a chord, it can't figure that out. It can only pick 1 note at a time. Do you have that same problem?
Yeah, I don't use any kind of like note recognition stuff. I do slow stuff down for sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to to do what I do without slowing stuff down, doing some EQing. Like for this record, since we don't have like the guitar parts completely isolated,
right?
For certain parts, depending on how things were like panned in the mix or layered, sometimes I'd have to do some crazy EQing just to kind of bring things forward a bit, just to hear them.
Okay, so last question. Could you take the wave stem and like off of a master track, like if Chris got you the master file, like in Pro Tools and gave you the stems, could you just play the stems into the computer and it would do the same thing?
Well, for example, the Cynic books that I did, Paul Masvidal, the guitar player, he actually sends me the isolated guitar tracks, and I transcribe off of those.
Okay, but you can't just plug those into the computer, right? And just let the stem.
No. Nope. It's a manual process. Wow. What other books have you done? What other albums have you done?
So I've done 2 Cynic books, Focus and Traced in Air. And there's, Paul and I are always working on new stuff too. And I've done 2 books for Exodus, Fabulous Disaster and Tempo of the Damned.
Yeah, that stuff's not easy. God bless you. Like what? You obviously don't have a job or a life, right? Because it's hard to do this.
Well, it is my job now. That's the whole idea.
And I'm trying to help make it More's job. So we're actually doing some stuff with Ellefson books, and we're actually starting to put out some tab books with Evan. So look forward to that. Chris Poland, Return to Metalopolis coming eventually. I think I'm going to print those soon, actually. Like it's done. We might as well.
Yeah, let's
just waiting for the right time. So anyway, everybody, give it up for Evan Bradley.
Thank you guys so much.
Man, that's awesome. Thank you for all you do. That's killer.
Thanks, man.
All right.
Mauricio, thank you so much for stopping in and saying hi. Let's see the tattoo one more time.
Buenos noches.
Here is Cry Readings. But
there it is.
David, can I ask you a question? Like
sure, absolutely.
Sure.
Like, how was the process of composing My Last Words bass line? Like, I know it's a pentatonic scale, but like the intro, it's really cool. It's like my favorite bass line of Megadeth. Like, I love that.
Yeah, it's funny with that because that is basically the perfect song, which has my theory of when the guitars are simple, the bass can get nutty. And when the guitars, are pretty crazy, the bass sometimes has to be kind of simple, unless it's something like Holy Wars, right? Where we all just jump in because there is no other option. Like everybody jumps in together. So, yeah, I mean, it's funny. The Next Victim, I remember the name came from a TV show me and Dave were watching back in probably like late 1983, right after we met. It was like a late night show. And it said The Next Victim. And that was where that lyric came from. The bass line, Dave was kind of carving that out, and he suggested I play something like that, like kind of right, just kind of having a nice repeating pentatonic lick. and the trick is because it's really fast. So to play it's not as hard as it looks as once you get the lick down, because then it's kind of like a lot of things when you're just like playing it. Once you kind of get into the rhythm of it, and it actually plays itself. It's not that hard. At least it's not that hard for me to play, I should say.
Well,
but, yeah, it's kind of fun to just. It's kind of like this, moment where you kind of just do. Then at the very last one, it kind of goes up against it, Yeah,
it's so cool. But also the intro, it's so cool. Like I tried to learn it, but I get tired on my hand. Like it's so fast, but it's so cool.
That's one of Lars's favorite songs. I remember when he and James were doing the Big Four. He and James came to when Slayer and Megadeth were playing at the Cow Palace. That summer they came down, and as we're walking to the stage, he says to Dave, he goes, "Hey man, like you guys play My Last Words," and Dave's like, he goes, "Hey, why don't we play My Last Words tonight?" And I knew it, so I was good. Unfortunately, Sean Drover was a big fan; he knew everything, and I think we'd worked on it a little bit. We'd actually practiced it a couple times, so we just winged it out that night on stage. So I think we don't play it very often, but that was a fun night to play it. Yeah, sometimes it's fun to pull things out that you aren't totally prepared for. And it keeps you on your game. It's surprising how you can step up when you have to, It's cool.
Okay. Oh my God, this is a dream come true. Thank you, Dave.
Nice, man. Have a good night.
Also, Dawn Patrol, nice baseline. I love that. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for joining us. And hey, Jim Blasco and Philip, who got the deluxe follow-up pedal today.
Yes, dudes.
Jim, we met on the Mega Cruise. He runs he's a cryptocurrency billionaire.
Yeah.
We love him. What's
Funny.
up?
What's up, buddy?
Awesome.
How are you?
I love billionaires who wear black T-shirts and buy metal swag. That's awesome.
Oh, absolutely. I got all kinds of metal swag, including your coffee over here that keeps me wired.
Thank you. I actually have a bag right here.
That is really good coffee, Dave.
Thank you. Thank you. I know I got a whole bag of it right here. I keep some spares sitting around just to swag people out, and it always smells good in my office.
I do too.
Oh man, that is some fresh stuff.
Yeah, but it's like a year old now, so it's like, who wants to drink that?
Hey, that's basically what Folgers and Maxwell House is.
Hey, we're not Folgers and Maxwell House.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm dying to see this pedal, man. Let's see the box. Let's see the pedal. Philip, break it out.
All right.
Dude, there it is. So, Come on.
I just got it a few hours back.
Okay, so, let's compare pedals. And I don't even have the box. Like you have one of those.
Why don't I have the box?
See, this is the thing. When you're in the band, you don't get any of this shit. Like everybody gets all the cool stuff, and people like I didn't get the copy of the Dystopia record until like a year later because we were on tour. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So all right. So let's see. Let's compare pedals.
Yeah.
All right. I have that. I got that much.
It's in this little bag.
Yeah.
And of course you signed it, so
yep.
Here you are on the bottom, right?
That's it. Yep.
So and
nice.
I was one of the lucky ones. I know it sold out pretty quick.
That's awesome. And what is the number on it?
5 of 40. I jumped on it.
Kidding.
Once I saw it, I don't know if you remember, Tom, but we emailed like a year ago about it.
Well, good. I'm glad you finally got it, man.
Like 2018, it was going to come out that fall, and then got pushed
back. It's funny. Yeah, 2018. David Caron, who was partnered with Kirk Hammett on the company, he came to a show in Germany when we were doing it was a date that we did with Judas Priest over there, and so that was when he first came. Tom hooked that up. He came over. We went through a bunch of stuff. He sent me a couple of samples of it. I took it in the studio here. And I don't know if you heard that earlier. We were talking about that's when John Eccolino, who has, I recorded his studio a lot. Me and Tom write and do a lot of stuff there. Tom cut some vocals there. He's the one that suggested we add this. I think the switch might have been there, but he suggested we add like it as a kind of a three-way, so that adds sort of 3 steps on it. And I'm glad we did that because it's
incredibly powerful.
It really is.
I play with it for a few minutes. I've got little kids, so
yeah.
But it's incredibly powerful. I was surprised.
Good. Yeah, I was surprised too when I actually got the thing and I plugged it in. It was like, that's a real pedal.
Yeah.
And I like when you hit it, it does something. And one of the other things I find with a lot of pedals is they don't center the tone where I like it. Like it's sometimes I've had pedals where you got to get way over here like this, and you know, where things are radically, and that to me tone, whether it's an amp, a bass, a pedal, when you plug in, the fundamental tone should be pretty much straight up. You know what I mean? It should be when you plug it in, and then again, if you tweak a little bit, that's fine.
Right.
But the fundamental tone of whatever the gear is should be pretty much flat, you know. And I think this one is so. Well,
yeah,
dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. I should show you too. Another one I got earlier this year. This guy is. There's only 60 of these, I think, right? It's the Rust in Peace 20th anniversary one.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Is that the 4 or the 5?
4. I took to find. You know,
that's very rare. Yeah, the 4.
30th anniversary 1 and 5, but the
you know what's funny? You know who else has one of those? Mr. Hazard right there has one of those sitting back there. He's got the one from the cover of the Sleeping Giants album. And we put all the stickers. He and Melody actually made the Dead Kennedy sticker, or they found it, and then they made the F the PMRC and the other one. So he has that. We actually took that album cover photo. It was literally like just a half a block down from my house down in the cul-de-sac where there's a nice cactus. So you two both have that bass.
Yeah, it's incredible. I've actually undergone a little bit of a collection. I'm trying to get every one of your signature items. I've got quite a few of them.
Wow.
I've got all your pedals. I've got you did an amp in 2012, the Hartkey signature amp.
Yes. Yep.
I can't find a Beams player, but I've got.
I might have one of those. I'll see if I might have one at my storage unit, a Beams player. I don't know if I do. I don't want to make any promises, but if I do, if I do, I because you're part of the family, I might.
Yeah,
I'd be happy to dig it out and send it to you.
Your 2019 one, your 20th anniversary ones. I got your old PV one, the Zodiac.
Yeah.
I'm missing the Kelly Birds. Just they're very easy to find, so I'm not worried about finding them.
Yeah.
You know, I just haven't gotten around to those yet, but otherwise, I think I've got just about all of them.
I know.
You know what's hard to find is a case for the Kelly Birds. That's really hard to get.
I know. It's so funny. You know, I have one Kelly Bird. It was a neck through that they made for me. I played it on the Super Collider tour. It's red. And that one actually has a hard case in it, you know, so it's wide. It's like a flying V case or something, right? It's wider. But you're right. They don't make a case for it. So you pretty much have to find a soft bag.
That's what I did.
We actually had one of those back there, the blue Rust in Peace case for a Kelly Bird that we actually
for that. I would have killed for that.
I didn't know you were in the market for one. We had one. We actually just sold it with a Kelly Bird.
If we're going to show guitars, I got to show you what showed up here yesterday because it's a beauty.
Okay.
I got Kiko's main guitar from the new Megadeth album and his open source album.
Oh, nice. Was that one that he sold as part of his Indiegogo thing?
It was part of the Indiegogo, but it was a private Indiegogo offering to me, you know?
Yeah. Very nice.
But yeah, I definitely helped him in the Indiegogo.
We kind of nicked his idea of that Indiegogo. He did very well with that, and he did a good job with it. So me and Tom, you know, kind of watched that and thought, you know, that's a good little model, you know, to do that, you know. Yeah, Kiko's. It's funny. He'd been talking about that idea on tour for a couple of years, and it's funny because last year we were in Nashville writing the upcoming record. And we'd work all day on Megadeth stuff, and then we'd call it a night. And then Kiko would just turn on like YouTube and start working on Miles Davis. He'd be watching Weather Report, Miles Davis, and he would be writing his solo album at midnight. And so he's
which is really good too. That open source CD is great.
Very good, and a great concept to have everybody kind of be able to collaborate and be part of it. You know, Kiko's like a guy who watches TED Talks, and he's really into like. You know, the new, you know, he's got friends at Spotify, you know, so whenever we're over there.
He's into technology too. You know, I actually bought some guitars off Kiko using Bitcoin. So I gave Kiko his first Bitcoin, which was pretty neat. Yeah.
Nice. Did he reinvest it or not?
He's still holding it. And it's doubled since I gave it to him.
I got David into Bitcoin too.
You did.
Yeah,
Tom told me, he goes, dude, you should buy some of the Bitcoin. It's like, I don't know, $500-600. And I'm like, yeah. He goes, dude, you should buy the Bitcoin. It's like at $2,000 now. And I finally did get in and I bought a little bit. I made some money from it. And then I dumped it and got rid of it. Yeah. But I don't have any use for it. I'm not in the dark web, so I don't need to use it for anything.
Well, it's not all just for that these days.
I know. But I see, it's funny. I see it talked about on TV shows, like, we're in the dark web. We need to use Bitcoin,
The media hasn't been good to it, but
yeah, because they're scared. Just like anything they're scared of, they're not good to it. So tell me about, you just developed.
Yeah.
Tell us about, you're launching a new cryptocurrency.
Well, it came out. It's been out since July 4th. We hit Bitcoin.com today. So we hit the big exchanges today. So worldwide, people are buying, selling, trading Aspire now. And Aspire is great. It's a platform that lets anybody make their own cryptocurrency in about 2 minutes. You don't need any knowledge or know-how. You just need to know what you want to call it. And then, give it a quantity. And at that point, then you have to give it a usage. But, for a while now, I've been trying to beg to get Megacoin created because, I think the band could definitely use Megacoin.
And I think Bitcoin is better.
Bitcoin's a good name, too.
Bitcoin. That is. Yeah,
Bitcoin's a good name.
That's been the raging debate with me and Jim. When Megadeth launches a fictional currency, is it going to be called Megacoin or Bitcoin?
So get that in your head, Dave, because this is a real thing. That's it's something that you guys can use to. There's fans that will collect it just as a collectible, as a digital money from Megadeth, and then later on they can trade it in for special meet and greet or special merchandise, signed pictures, whatever it is. You guys can. There's a million things you can do with a cryptocurrency now.
Can we buy coffee with it, though? That's one of the
most
important things.
We'll make sure that people can buy coffee with it.
Buy coffee.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. All right. We'll make sure Ellefson Coffee accepts Bitcoin.
Anybody could take Megacoin or Bitcoin for any service or product that they produce. So it wouldn't just be internally to you guys. It could be, a worldwide thing.
Yeah, nice.
Besides, you guys were the first band with a website, right? So you got to be the first with the digital currency.
Megadeth, Arizona.
Megadeth, Arizona. Yeah, exactly.
We know.
All right, I love it. To be continued.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
We got somebody else joining us. Loud. How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing?
Doing great. Ooh. Can't believe I'm in here.
Well, welcome to the club, man.
Oh, hey, David, just finished the book. Both of them.
Nice. Very good.
Nice.
In fact, we were actually going to talk about that, how those two books are really a good companion to each other. In fact, the Rest in Peace book is written very similar to the style of More Life with Death, where we had a lot of people join in. The audio book is done in the same fashion, where we had all the people, me and Tom, we had all the people who contributed to More Life with Death do the audiobook. So everybody from like Dan Donegan, KK Downing, Mark Slaughter. And then they did the same thing. Hatchet Books did the same thing with the Rest in Peace book, I think most everybody read their bits for it. So in fact, I was doing it when I was in Nashville back in May and June when I was down there with Dirk recording bass tracks. I'd go upstairs, when I was done playing bass and Dirk would be recording drums, I'd go upstairs and just like this, sit on a microphone and read my parts of the book. So I got to relive it twice, once by telling it and then by reading it again, so it's kind of
nice,
a fun journey to remember the whole thing, so.
And it's
nice.
funny, it's funny because me and Dave were talking about this last night is, our book goes right up, it kind of goes back into the origin, but it goes right up until the end of So Far So Good, So What. And we originally were going to go into Rest in Peace and Megadeth management kind of asked us not to because they were going to do the Rest in Peace. So it's kind of cool. So our book kind of ends right where the Rest in Peace book sort of starts and begins, so you kind of get the story before that. And now I'm writing the book with Chris Poland. That'll be an even deeper, kind of introduction. So it's funny. Like the three of them are kind of like this cool, totally unrelated, they're series.
It's like a trilogy.
Yeah, exactly.
It is. It is. Yeah. Bookends to the story,
Like Split and Unbreakable, where they're all kind of like not really a trilogy, but they.
Nice.
It's awesome,
Check
man.
this out, though. I know where.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Got the Vic
Very
right
good.
here.
That's
Gotta
a
show it to you.
that's a good tat. Now, where are you from?
I'm from LA, Los Angeles. I actually met
Got it.
both of you guys at the Gorilla Mall.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice. Got it. So
Yeah.
is a place like Gorilla Mall even open right now?
I think
thinking
so.
about that.
Yeah,
Is
open.
it
It's open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Come on,
You can't keep a
motherfucker.
good metal burger down, right? So.
For sure.
Well, there's my Vic.
Oh, are you showing
Nice.
are you showing his leg or arm? What do you got there?
That's, like, you don't know where my Vic tattoo is. God, this is hard. There he is. There he is.
Where is
Nice.
it?
It's on my leg. It's on my
Oh, it
leg.
is?
Yeah.
I've never put money in. I've never put $1 in your garter at the strip club, so I don't.
Yeah,
know.
you have two.
I don't know where that was at.
Like so far so good.
That's
so what style?
it's the kind of in between. It's the Vic Rattlehead with the kind of reaching forward with the big explosion on the poster, and it has like the Megadeth definition on it. I think it was kind of in between Peace Cells and So Far So Good, So What.
Yeah, not the Oxidation of the Nations. Is it the one that's got the one from the Shocker? Not the Shocker one.
No, it's one where Vic's kind of like leaning forward, and there's all the people running away from him, and he's got his hand up in the air behind him, and like the big mushroom cloud behind him.
Yeah.
I still
was that the one that was used on the T-shirt of the World State of the Art Speed Metal Band T-shirt? I can't remember.
Yeah. It looks like
I think
that,
it was.
yeah.
Yep.
It is, right? Yeah. Got it.
I've been getting all the new merch too. It's really sick.
Nice, man.
Somebody asked me to show my Hello Kitty tattoo. There it is, Rose.
What a teddy bear.
Totally.
Chicks dig Hello Kitty.
They do. They love Hello Kitty. They love a good Megadeth tattoo and a Hello Kitty tattoo.
Awesome, Al. Thank you guys all so much for popping in with us. Me and David are going to tell some stories now.
Yeah. Good.
Take care, guys.
Everybody. Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
for letting me be here. And again,
You're welcome.
thank you, David.
You're welcome.
It's an honor, Dave.
Awesome. We'll see you the next time we're back at Gorilla Mall. Phyllis,
Thank you.
Thanks again, dude.
Yeah, thanks for picking up the pedal. That's cool.
Yeah,
man.
no, I love it. It's great. Thank you so much.
Nice. See ya.
And now we can get to the real stories.
So, what is this that I'm seeing over here? Lombardo is quiet as a ninja. Where'd that come from? He is. You know, he's such a good dude, man. He's an awesome guy.
Oh, thank you. And Dave played on No Cover. He played on Riff Raff, which is awesome, man. So
He did. Yeah.
Look, so let's talk about let's talk about No Cover again for a minute. So as we talked about kind of the top of the show, so the Auf Wiedersehen single is coming out next Friday. The actual album Street Date got pushed back to November 20th worldwide. The pre-orders, if you pre-ordered, it's still going to ship in October, kind of around the original schedule, like sometime mid-October-ish probably. It's in manufacturing now. But the actual retail street date is going to be November 20th. And David and I will be on tour. We have a couple shows in Texas and Louisiana. This later in October, the 30th in San Antonio, the Halloween in Slidell, Louisiana, and that's Sunday in Houston. And then we have a couple more shows in the Midwest. I think they're going to be popping up kind of no cover CD release shows that might be popping up in the Midwest.
Where is a link for that? Because I keep seeing like the poster, like the ad match shows up like on Instagram and stuff. But is there actually a link where people can go to buy the tickets for those 3 shows? Do you know?
I'm just a singer, man. I don't know. I'm sure there probably is. I mean, there probably has to be somewhere.
Yeah, because I can't seem to find. Maybe we can do that. Put that on our to-do list this week because we can actually get those.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There was saliva. Exactly, Ben. There was saliva. Exactly. Ticket price, place, etc. I don't know.
I don't know either, honestly.
I know. All I know is we're heading down there and there will be a big rock show. So yeah, the first shows, you know. Yeah,
Yep.
and Australia is being rescheduled
again
for 2021 again. In fact, an email just showed up while we were on this chat here tonight that they're moving it back, I think, to maybe November.
We've literally rescheduled this tour 3 fucking times already, but we want to come see Australia so bad. I don't even care.
And what happens, as you probably may know, is what happens like something like Australia. They have to actually issue us work visas. So if the government is shut down and they're not going to issue work visas, there's just nothing we can do. I mean, it's just completely beyond our control. So, that's, and same with Japan. I mean, we've got these Japan dates for February, but I think it's pretty likely that those could change. So we'll keep you posted on that. I know we've got fans from Japan that check in, and so there may be some other stuff brewing. I don't know. Again, we're looking at there's some other dates maybe through the Midwest before the record comes out, but all this stuff is subject to whether venues are going to be open, whether they're going to be allowed to do this stuff. I mean, there's kind of a live stream component that works, which helps everybody be social distance. I mean, like technically you could go play a 1,000-seat venue and have 30 people there because it's a live stream show, so there's everybody's looking at different ways of doing this stuff.
That's so not fun. Did you see like all the light and joy just drained from my face when you said that? I'm like,
I know exactly. I know. So it's kind of like, is it even worth going to do it? You know what I mean? It's that's the other thing is, it's a lot of ramp up. You're getting everything ready as if you're going on a full blown tour, and then to go play for, a third full house. Obviously we'd love to do it because just to get back on stage. I wonder what being on stage is like. I forgot. I haven't been there.
I don't know. I was wondering that
February.
the other day. I don't know.
I hope it's what I remembered it being.
I haven't been on stage since the Mega Cruise, man. It's been almost a year.
Yeah, been a year for you. It's been about 6, 7, 9, 8 months for me. I know it's pretty rough, man. So, but yeah, we, look, South America, man. I mean, stuff is really shut down there. I mean, Argentina's locked down. Brazil, from what we've heard, not so good. So yeah, I mean, look, a lot of this stuff, even in Europe, we had a run of dates that we never announced them because we were just kind of waiting to see where it's at. And a lot of the feeling is over there that until there's a vaccine, the shows aren't going to happen. So they're waiting for that to happen. And we heard on the debate last night, if anybody watched our wonderful presidential debate, apparently we're going to have a vaccine by November 1st.
There's going to be a vaccine like next week. And it's going to be totally safe.
Yeah, exactly. So hurry up. Run down to the local drugstore and get the vaccine.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Walgreens and pick one up right now.
I know, Karen, right? Been wanting to go to a concert so bad. I know. Trust me. I get it. It is what it is. So, but hey, so do people like the Rust in Peace book? It seems like the reviews of it have been good. It's interesting talking about that lifestyle because, as probably a lot of you know, I've been clean for 30 years. So talking about that, I was literally about 3 weeks sober when I went in to record, when me and Nick started cutting the bass and drum tracks for that record. So it was a long time ago. So it was kind of fun to just remember all of that and go down memory lane with it. But
I think you were going more down Heroin Avenue, but.
Yeah, I was coming out of Heroin Avenue. I was done with that street. I'm out of there, coming out of it. So, yeah. So anyway, but it's good. Look, it's funny because we should probably post about this little beast again too. The 30th anniversary Rust in Peace bass, which Jackson, I basically created it so I could play Hangar 18 live, and then went on I recorded a bunch of stuff on. Go to Hell is done on this version bass, as well as down. So this, not this particular bass, because that exact one has been long gone out of my hands, but the reissue of these are incredibly good. So we should probably pimp that again, just so people know, because it's kind of a good, the legacy. And Jackson did it specifically to have it out around the 30th anniversary of Rust in Peace. So if you're looking for a bass, that's a pretty good one right there.
It is a good one. I like it.
And maybe I'll take that to Texas. Right.
And at some, yeah, absolutely. And then at some, yeah, I mean, look, it's the 30th anniversary of Rust in Peace. You might as well play it somewhere.
Yeah. Since I can't play Rust in Peace on it.
you can play Dawn Patrol on it.
So Oskrieg, or I think Oskrieg RT, no, it did not record Rust in Peace High. I was clean as a whistle. In fact, during the day, me and Nick Menza would go out mountain biking. Nick was into healthy living, so he got me out mountain biking, and me and Mike Klink and Nick would go play tennis some days on the weekends and before we went into the studio. So yeah, that was the turn to a healthy lifestyle, which is continued to this day. Price of the base, I think the list price is like what, is it $8.99?
I think it's $8.99.
Yeah, so very reasonably priced. I mean, and great. I mean, it literally plays and feels like the original bass from 1990. I mean, Jackson knocked it out of the park. That one and this 4-string one, which, as Tom would call, the origin story, because it goes back to this. Basically, this is a exact replica of the very first Jackson bass that Grover Jackson made for me back in 1987. This is
that one.
That's it. That is it right there.
That My Sleeping Giants bass was kind of a replica of. So I read a really interesting thing this week. So I read an interesting article this week that said that you sued Dave Mustaine for $18 million and he handed you his ass. Or wait, no, strike that. Reverse it. He handed you your ass.
Jesus.
Is this true? Did Dave Mustaine, in fact, hand you your ass in an $18 million lawsuit?
I kind of try to not even really go near that because it's settled and done, and it's, you know, look, we were dissolving business interests, and quite honestly, since they got dissolved like that, and we went through that process, and things were settled favorably for us, that myself included, we're able to be back in the band again. Bands are interesting. It's your friends, your brothers, you fight, you make up, you do all these things, you try to create together, you change. We're not the same people we were 37 years ago. I think probably for me and Dave, we're one of the very few exceptions where there was a parting of the ways and then we came back together. Joe Perry and Steven Tyler would be another one, which I thought was pretty cool that, when Joe Perry came back to Aerosmith, Steven actually recorded as Aerosmith Joe's most famous solo song, which is "Let the Music Do the Talking." I thought that was actually very cool. I heard that on the radio last month, and I was like, God, that was a cool olive branch moment from them, So.
And I only bring that up half in jest because last week Mustaine was doing interviews for the book, and somebody brought it up, and that was the conversation. So again, to me, it's just good to but I mean, we've talked about it, and again, the $18 million number was really just like some ridiculous number that kind of was just thrown out there to get the attention. And it really seems like that lawsuit is what gave you guys the ability to play together again. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, as much shit as it caused in the moment, it seems like it really is kind of what brought you guys and gave you the ability to play together again and settle everything and just move forward in a positive way.
Well, look, communication is everything. And again, if you're not going to work together, you have to separate business interests. And I think what that process did do is it brought everybody back to the negotiating table to get that done. And I'm able to, kind of be my own man, be separated from it, which is good. And that made it workable to come back, because we were at an impasse trying to move forward back in 2004. It just was. In fact, 2004 was the original intention of trying to put together the Rust in Peace lineup. That's why Nick was back for a moment, and there was a falling out there. That's how Sean Drover got the gig. Sean Drover was actually brought in by Glenn Drover, who is the guitar player in Megadeth, to be the drum tech for Nick, and then he became the drummer. Marty was not.
That seems to happen a lot. That seems to happen a lot. That Nick became the gig. Nick was Chuck Wheeler's drum tech.
Yeah. And, and Marty was not interested. And as I think you read in the Rust in Peace book, and yes, by the way, Miga Chiga, if that's your name, we are working on a left-handed bass from Jackson, just so you know that. So that is part of our discussion. So hopefully that'll happen soon enough. I'm not sure which model, but we're working on it. But yeah, you know, when Marty was done, he was done, and he wanted to move on to do something else. And it wasn't, you know, again, Marty's not a founding member of Megadeth, so he was in it for a period. It was a great period for him. But then he knew that, you know, when it was time to go, it was time to go, you know, and he moved on, and that was that. And he didn't really want to come back. And I think now, though, he has become a friend to Dave, and has been a friend of the legacy, you know, and you know, it's I think when that with the talks of Nick coming back and Marty coming back in 2014, when those discussions, we talked about it, it didn't happen, it wasn't meant to be. That I think he, you know, Nick, I mean, Marty brought some good ideas to the table. He was talking about it. He goes, man, you guys need a freaking kick-ass drummer and a badass drummer. And you know, Marty was talking to us about, you know, he goes, check out the drummer I got. He's young. He's kick-ass. He's, you know, I want Megadeth, you know, even if I'm not in the band, I want Megadeth to be badass because I'm a fan of Megadeth. So, you know, I think there was some positive stuff that came out. Then, of course, Chris Adler joined the band for a period, or at least came in to do the record and ended up touring with us for a while. So, yeah, America, that is correct. Sean, I love Sean. You know, he's, you know, kind of gone off to do his own thing now too. But, you know, Sean he was a good friend to me, a good friend to Megadeth, a good friend to the fans, to obviously to help bring me back to the band. And things have gone very well and has been really strong for the last 10 years. So here's hopefully to many more.
And somebody asked about the new Megadeth record. How's that coming?
It's coming. It's coming.
That's what she said. That's it.
That's all I can say. That's all I can say. I mean, it's you know, it's under lock and key, man. You know what I mean? It's I can talk about what we're doing, but
you know, it's not under lock and key, no cover. So we're going to talk about that some more.
Yes, exactly. Yep. Yeah. So no cover, as you talked about, is coming out, and yeah, the video. When is the video dropping? The video's
going to drop, I think, next Tuesday.
Yeah, cool.
I'm working on a premiere, so next Tuesday or Wednesday, the single Wiedersehen with Al Jorgensen and Charlie Benante is going to come out Friday. Yeah. You saw, if you caught us, if you were here at the beginning, maybe we should show that teaser again, man, because I bet people missed it. All right, let me find it. Hang on, you guys talk amongst yourselves. Hang on. You're supposed to be talking, David.
I am. I'm reading comments. I'm like,
you ever see that scene in Scanners when the dude's head explodes?
Yes. Well, here's what: if I ever get married, I'd like you to conduct it on stage at a Megadeth show. Now, here's a funny thing. I got asked to officiate a wedding at a meet and greet, at a VIP meet and greet. Someone asked, "Hey, can you do it?" And the band could be my witnesses. And it's funny because when we did the Megadeth boot camp out at Dave's house, I actually did do that. I actually officiated a wedding. Vic Rattlehead walked the bride down the aisle, and Kiko was over there playing guitar. I was like thinking, man, we could take the act on the road. Me and Vic and Kiko, we could go out and officiate weddings in our off time. All right. Come on, David, tell us something. Uh-oh. Is that all we get?
That's it. That's the teaser, man.
That's it. Somebody said we're looking sleepy. Well, okay, then we're going to go to bed. Well, you know, it's funny. You know, I like, you know, a lot of other podcasts and streams and stuff do happen earlier in the day. I'm trying to get Tom, just so you guys know, I'm trying to get Tom to do one at 1 p.m., but they don't seem to work out. And partly because I want our friends in Europe to be able to be, because right now it's, what is it, a little before 10, so it's like, what, 7 a.m. over there? So
we could do an earlier one. I don't mind. We can do it during the day, too. I just like these, because here our kind of South American friends join us. Everybody's kind of active at this time, you know? It's good.
Yeah, I know lots of times people they'll be at work or whatever. So, but speaking of that, my battery's going to die, so we probably should shut up. Are we good?
We're good. We're good. So,
this is awesome. This is very impromptu. I just literally last night we said, you know what? Fuck it, let's do a stream. So it's good. So
look out tomorrow for the press release with all the new info about No Cover. But again, it's street date 11/20. The single for Auf Wiedersehen next Friday. The video next week. That teaser is going to launch tomorrow. So
that's it.
All right, guys.
There it is. Cool. See ya. Thanks for joining us. See ya.